Greetings for the day. My name is Anshul, and my team members are Daniel and Max. Today we are going to talk about search engines. With the help of collective efforts played by our team members, we were able to complete our Advanced Computing Concepts project on search engine. The following are the individual roles played by the individual. Today we are going to talk about search engines. First, we will start with a brief discussion about search engines, how web crawlers are an intricate part of search engines. A block diagram would explain how our search engine works. And the following feature list, we are going to talk about individual features in the upcoming slides. Uh, the features that our search engine consists of are ranking of web pages, HTML to text, finding email address, and searching for URL links in the web page. Search engines are intricate part of day-to-day life. Search engines are gateway for information access on websites. Search engine collect search engine uses the concept of web crawler to collect the data from web and store it locally so that the search could be performed effectively. When this data is stored locally, the user could access this information faster and snappier. This improves the performance of search engine. Further would be continued by Daniel.
Greetings for the day. My name is Daniel, and I'm going to continue this presentation talking about web crawler, which is the starting point of our application. It's a functionality that downloads web pages and saves them as text files. And for that purpose, basically we used JSoup, the Java API, um, to achieve this. As a note, we have approximately 7,000 pages related to technology news. That's the topic of our application, and that's the content we are using for the functionalities. Next, please. This is a block diagram of our application. It's a basic flow of our app, and it shows our four main features. First one is extracting URLs from web pages. Then we have the web search engine, which ranks pages based on the number of occurrences for a keyword. Then the conversion of HTML to text, and finally the extraction of email addresses from web pages. Next, please. In this slide, we talk about the main concepts that we used to build our functionalities. So web crawler is one of them, which was already explained. Then for the web search engine, we used inverted index, basically saving all the keys in a trie, and string matching with Boyer-Moore, which in our particular experience for this application has a better performance than KMP. And finally, for the other functionalities, like finding URLs and emails, we used regular expressions and pattern matching. Next, please. So our first functionality is the web search engine. So it starts with a keyword provided by the user, as it can be seen in the screenshot. And then, based on using the concepts that were previously explained, it ranks the top 10 pages based on the number of occurrences of that keyword in each of the 7,000 web pages that we have. So for continuing the presentation, I'll pass it to Max.
Next, please. Well, the next function is HTML to text. So we're basically using JSoup to, before JSoup, the first thing is try to dig into the database to see if the user's input URL is inside the database or not. If it's not, we are trying to get the URL directly using JSoup, basically doing a web crawler stuff. And then after that, we're using JSoup to get the text extracted from the HTML and to show to the user. Next, please. In this part, finding the email address, basically after we extract the text part from the HTML, we check using regex regular expression, aka regex, to find the email address in the text content and then show it to the user. Next, please. The searching website, basically we try to get all the URL containing a website. But the thing is that usually the website can be a loop inside or can contain huge depths. So like we don't want to meet problem with like state overflow. So we are using dynamic program to avoid this kind of consequence. And we try to gather as much URL as we can and we show it to the user. Next, please. Well, in the conclusion, we try to make the application as efficient as possible and as small as possible. So for user, it be very friendly to use. And another thing is that we're using a lot of concepts like Boy-Muller or regular expression or dynamic program from the class to achieve this project. And during our implementation of this project, we actually experienced a lot about how to really use those concepts we learned from the class, and which is a very helpful experience for us to use in the future. Next, please. That's all. Thank you for listening.